Because we have some sad news, man. We have some terrible news to share with y'all today, man. It made me sick just looking at it. Aaliyah Boston, lower leg. Lexi Hall, hamstring. Ty Harris, knee. And Damaris Dantas, NWT. I mean, basically nowhere to be found. All right, she's still standing on the fever. What's going on, man? Why can't I see some 5-on-5, some 1-on-1? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I see some full speed drills? What's going on? I mean, what are y'all hiding, man? Y'all better be cooking up. Y'all better be cooking up, dog. Look at it. Get to see Zaza show. You have this content with Paige Beckers and the coach, right? Paige Beckers, I think she got screened a little bit and she fell over and she got a little upset. I'm liking how this coach is addressing things, man. Hear what he was saying, but he basically was saying, hey, it's one possession. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. And it looked like Lee kind of stuck her hip out a little bit. There it is, yeah. Aaliyah Boston knocking him down, man. I guess she won the tournament or the little, whatever they were doing, the little game. I don't know what they were doing, but it looked like she beat Kelsey Mitchell there, and then she's knocking him down in the corner too, man. She knocking him down in the corner too.
24 hours before their season opener, the Indiana Fever just got absolutely destroyed by an injury report that changes everything. 4 critical players are out. Their starting center, Aaliyah Boston, is sidelined with a lower leg injury. Their most reliable three-point shooter, Lexi Hall, is done with a hamstring issue. Veteran point guard Tiasha Brina can't play due to knee problems. And here's the kicker, Damaris Dantas, is stuck overseas dealing with visa complications that nobody saw coming. This isn't just bad luck. This is a complete systematic breakdown of their entire game plan, and it's happening at the worst possible moment. They're about to face the most loaded roster in the WNBA tomorrow night at Barclays Center, and their rotation just got obliterated. Now get this, while the Fever are falling apart, the New York Liberty are rolling out their championship caliber starting 5 like nothing happened. Brina Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquil Jones, Lainey Hamilton. This is the team that was supposed to win it all last season, and they're getting a depleted Fever squad served up on a silver platter. The timing couldn't be worse for Indiana. This was supposed to be Caitlin Clark's moment to show she could lead a complete team against elite competition. Instead, she's walking into a buzzsaw with half her weapons missing and a supporting cast that's never played meaningful minutes together. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. This disaster might actually be exactly what Clark needs to silence her critics once and for all. Let me break down the tactical nightmare the Fever are facing, because losing these specific players isn't just about depth. Aaliyah Boston is the foundation of everything they do offensively. She's the massive body setting screens in pick-and-roll situations that create open looks for Clark. When defenses collapse on Clark's drives, Boston is the reliable post presence who punishes them with easy buckets. She's the rim protector who allows Clark to gamble aggressively in passing lanes, knowing someone's got her back if she gets beat. Without Boston anchoring the paint, the entire offensive system has to be rebuilt from scratch. And they've had exactly 5 days to figure it out. You can't just plug in a replacement and expect the same results. The chemistry, the timing, the reads, all of that is gone. But wait, it gets worse. Lexi Hall shooting 47% from 3 when she plays alongside Clark isn't just a nice stat. It's the reason their offense works. Hall is the player who makes defenses pay for focusing too much attention on Clark. When she's on the floor, nailed defenders can't help off her, which creates massive driving lanes for Clark to operate. Without Hall's elite shooting threat, defenses can pack the paint, double-team Clark more aggressively, and dare the remaining players to beat them from outside. The spacing that made Clark's drive so effective just disappeared overnight. Now opposing teams can load up on Clark without worrying about getting burned by Hall's shooting, and that changes the entire complexion of how they have to attack. Here's something nobody's talking about. Tiasha Harris being out might actually be the most devastating loss of all. Harris was supposed to be the steady veteran hand who could run the offense when Clark needed rest. She was the insurance policy that allowed Clark to play off the ball sometimes and let someone else handle the pressure. With Harris sidelined, look at what the Fever are left with in their backcourt rotation. Raven Johnson, who's a rookie still learning the system. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Jessica Breland, Megan McConnell, and Kayana Taylor, players who are literally fighting just to make the final roster. This isn't the experienced, battle-tested rotation that head coach Stephanie White was planning to deploy. These are players who might not even be in the league in 2 weeks, and now they're being asked to handle minutes against championship-level competition. And get this, the starting lineup the Fever are probably going to roll out has never played a single minute together in a real game. Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, Michaela Timpson, and either Monique Billings or Nalissa Smith. 5 days of practice together, and now they're supposed to compete against a Liberty team that's been building chemistry for years. The pick-and-roll timing is off. The defensive rotations are uncertain. The offensive sets haven't been perfected. They're essentially throwing together a starting 5 and hoping it works against one of the most talented rosters in professional basketball. It's like showing up to a championship fight, having only sparred with your trainer a few times. Now listen to this part, because it reveals something concerning about how the Fever organization is handling this crisis. While other teams across the league are being transparent about their preparation, the Fever have completely locked down access to their practice footage. The Los Angeles Sparks are releasing 5-on-5 scrimmage videos. The Chicago Sky are showing their offensive sets and how their systems are developing. Dallas is giving fans behind-the-scenes looks at their preparation process. But the Fever. Complete radio silence. They're hiding their scrimmage footage like it's classified information, and that tells you everything you need to know about how disjointed things look behind closed doors. Look at the difference in approach here. Other teams are confident enough to show their players working through adversity. There's actual footage of Paige Buchers getting frustrated during a drill, taking a hard hit on a screen and visibly showing her emotions. Instead of hiding it, the coaching staff works through it on camera. You can hear coaches pulling players aside, breaking down mistakes, teaching through difficult moments. That's what confident organizations do. They embrace the process, show the work, and trust that their preparation will speak for itself. The Fever's secrecy suggests they're worried about what people might see if they open the doors. But here's where this story takes a fascinating turn, and why this might actually be the best thing that could happen to Caitlin Clark's career. For weeks, all the basketball analysis has focused on whether Clark should play on-ball or off-ball, whether she's a true point guard or more of a combo guard. Those debates assumed she'd have her full supporting cast around her, Boston in the paint, Hall spacing the floor, Harris providing veteran leadership. All of that analysis just became irrelevant. Tomorrow night, Clark is going to be the only legitimate offensive weapon on the floor for extended stretches. She's going to have to create everything from scratch, carry the scoring load, facilitate for unproven players, and do it all against a Liberty defense that knows exactly how to pressure her. This is exactly the kind of test that separates good players from superstars. The lingering critique of Clark has always been about what happens when elite defenses focus all their attention on her without dominant teammates to relieve the pressure. Can she still be efficient when she's the only player defenses have to worry about? Can she create quality shots for role players who might not be reliable? Can she dominate a game when the structural advantages are stripped away? Tomorrow night, she gets a nationally televised opportunity to answer all those questions definitively. The Liberty are going to throw everything at her double teams, face guarding, aggressive rotations, and dare the Fever's bench players to beat them. And honestly, there are some genuine silver linings buried in this disaster. Raven Johnson, the rookie who some people questioned as a draft pick, is about to get major minutes against elite competition. This is her chance to prove she belongs, build real chemistry with Clark in game action, and show that her defensive instincts and basketball IQ can translate immediately. If Johnson can hold her own against Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty's guard rotation, it completely changes the conversation about the Fever's future backcourt depth. She's not just fighting for playing time anymore. She's auditioning for a legitimate role in their long-term plans. Justine Pashash is another player who might benefit from this chaos. With Hall out and the wing rotation suddenly thin, the 64 sharpshooter who's been fighting just to make the roster is about to get meaningful minutes. If she can knock down a few threes against Liberty defenders and show her elite shooting translates to live game action, she might just play herself into a secure roster spot. Sometimes injuries create opportunities for players who might never have gotten a chance otherwise. This could be the moment that changes her entire career trajectory, but she has to be ready when her number gets called. Here's something that should give Fever fans hope despite all the bad news. There's practice footage that shows Aaliyah Boston's development might be ahead of schedule. Despite the lower leg injury keeping her out of tomorrow's game, she's been participating in portions of practice, and what she's showing is remarkable. There's video of Boston aggressively knocking down corner three-pointers and actually winning shooting competitions against Kelsey Mitchell. If Boston can consistently hit that corner three in real games, even at moderate volume, It fundamentally transforms the Fever's entire offensive system. It forces opposing centers out of the paint, prevents easy double teams on Clark's pick-and-roll attacks, and opens up driving lanes that didn't exist before. Oh, here's the bottom line on what we're about to witness tomorrow night. The Indiana Fever are walking into Brooklyn with a depleted roster, an untested starting lineup, and a system that's had 5 days to develop chemistry. They're facing a championship-caliber Liberty team that's healthy, experienced, and ready to make a statement. The smart money says this could get ugly fast, but sometimes the most important games aren't about winning. They're about discovering who you can trust when everything goes wrong. This game is going to reveal which players can handle pressure, who can make plays when the supporting cast disappears, and whether Caitlin Clark really is the generational talent people claim she is. And honestly, that might be more valuable than any preseason victory. What do you think happens when Clark has to carry this depleted roster against championship-level competition? Does she prove the doubters wrong, or do the Liberty expose the Fever's lack of depth? Drop your predictions in the comments. Smash that like button if you want the real breakdown after every single Fever game this season. And hit the notification bell because this is just the beginning of what's going to be an absolutely wild ride.